we're on to the painting phase. I'm just cleaning up a little bit here in the garage. I'm going to throw down a drop cloth so that I will protect the garage floor from paint. And I have a little bit of sanding to do to sand off this wood filler so I have a nice smooth surface. But I think I'm gonna do that right on the sawhorses. I think I'm gonna paint on the sawhorses, which is gonna slow me down, but I'm not too worried about it. I could paint with them upright, I suppose. I have to think about that. I could use that area over there, and then I could go faster because I could pretty much paint both sides of both doors at one time, and it would be more compact to do it that way. So yeah, I think I like that idea. I still need to clean up, so I'm gonna run the vacuum.
America, Mexico, when it comes to mind. So for folks who are used to a lot of stimulation and a lot of action on land, yeah, the Bahamas is a little too quiet for them.
Yeah, I think the Bahamas are known for their water life, sea life exploration, and they got it hands down.
For us, though, yes, I think that we need to move on. We need to get to some fresh territory, because what I'd like to do with these videos is I'd really like to have more of a travel log, you know, where it's you know, what we're doing, travel adventures, and we're documenting them. And I would say that those are probably some of our least successful videos, but that's actually the kind of stuff I want to make, kind of subtle and subdued, maybe like Ron Sill, the Swedish, that kind of stuff where you're seeing an area and experiencing an area through their eyes. That's the sort of stuff I like to make.
Yeah, like kind of more day in the life.
Yeah, just following along as we travel. And so anyway, it brings up a question going forward.
So that's, I think that's glue. It'll be,
we're going to be making.
that's coming off.
Do I try and do something that I think the audience is going to be digging, or do I do something that I
Listening to the O'Kellys podcast.
There's one thing about this video this week I really love.
Highly recommend it.
How fun it was to make.
Yeah, when we come up with these kooky, silly ideas and just execute on it quickly, I think those are my favorites too. So that idea popped out of the blue, and that's how ideas work.
Right. You got to just take an idea and run with it. If you think it through too much, it's going to lose its flair and its flavor.
I should probably examine, is there anything here that I want to knock off?
Stop you up in YouTube trade.
But I thought this was a perfect way to illustrate all the different gear we have, because we got to use both drones, the 360, all the good cameras, the gimbal. So it was a good illustration.
Yeah, we had to plan it all out.
Probably not wise to use a knife on this stuff.
To use for what? We have 2 drones, but I have to qualify that. We have 1.5 drones, because I'm 95% sure that one of these days we're going to launch that older drone and it's going to take off for the drone graveyard, the deep blue. It's
Goodbye.
very unpredictable, and it's been one of those tools that was really fascinating to learn and to use early on, but I'm finding actually less and less use for it because it's getting more restrictive to use. You can't use it all over the place like you could before. Now in the United States, there's all these airspace and regulations sort of stuff. So
Pop that off using a
by
chisel.
and large, you're triple and quadruple checking to see if you can even use the drone. So I really like the 360 Max camera.
Yeah, that thing works amazing.
And a lot less money involved, and a lot less chance of it flying away into the ocean.
Yeah, way less stressful.
Yeah, so we set that shot up on the beach and had a great time with it. It was a great learning experience. I feel like if we try to do something like similar to that, how about that footage? The footage actually looks really good.
It looks really good, and we had the perfect beach, nobody around. It was just the wind was perfectly sheltered. It was ideal.
We did make a couple mistakes in terms of the dinghy being in the background.
Yeah.
Again, I'm not going to give it away, but we're supposed to be on a deserted beach in this little intro segment. And so I had to use a focus on the video. They call it a mask. So if you watch the video a couple times and look closely, you'll see that I've got a little blur spot in the background. And that's
I wonder if anybody can notice the little scene where I've got my sunglasses on.
oh yeah, that's true. And you wanted to edit it out, and you said nobody can notice. So yes, it's a flash trailer to you going from no sunglasses to sunglasses.
Yeah. Well, I'm already trying to think of how we're going to follow that up with the story, because it would be so fun to have that, just these alter egos.
Oh, I'm going to create characters.
All the story going on.
Okay, well, the next chapter has just been written, but in your journal and just see what can happen. Do you want to name your character yet? I'm going to call myself Franco, because that's the first name that comes to mind. I may need
Everybody's different, and you can't just emulate somebody else. You have to see what works for you and with your team. If you have a partnership, like Nick and I have figured out how to work together.
right. Megan hands it off to me, and then I disappear for about 36 hours and emerge with something that I'm either smiling about or I'm not upset about, but I'm frustrated with, and then we kind of back and forth it until it's polished up and as good as it's going to be. And there are very few episodes now that I look back on and I go, that's not very good. By and large, I'm proud of what we're doing.
Oh yeah, and I would say both of us by the end of that video are like, okay, we're done. We don't want to look at like Hakuna said.
Some famous artist one day said, you know, you don't really ever finish a project, you abandon it. I think that is so true.
Yeah.
You just either the deadline is here and it's got to go, or you're just so sick and tired of seeing that same video shot, you just go, no, it's gone.
Yeah, I think you're right about having a deadline and knowing that, hey, this is shipping. This is not, we're not going to sit here and perfect this for, weeks and weeks. What is that quote? The
Perfection is the enemy of progress.
Of the
or
good.
Something close to that.
Yeah.
One of you guys will correct me.
Perfection is the enemy of the good.
Yeah, I think the deadline is.
I think it's Voltaire said that.
key. There was some question this week.
Well,
about whether we
the
got
perfect is the enemy of the good.
video, and I was just like, we got a streak going. And there's some real power in having a streak. It's a commitment.
I like my cart.
This week, I'm going to commit next week, and one after, and one after. And I don't know how many times I start a video, and I go, this is going to be impossible to do. And then the story emerges. Something needs to be shown or told about.
Yeah, I was really trying to get you to take a spring break, Nick. And you're allowed a week off. But I'm really glad that you stuck with it. And you came up with this great idea for the little part we're not going to give away. But we knew that this was a video we wanted to make and really share our process about YouTube.
Yeah, we wanted to lift the veil and show you the things. And I wouldn't say it's like that scene from The Wizard of Oz, where the great and powerful Oz is behind the curtain. It's not that sort of thing, but yeah, we got to show some of the process and some of the ingredients we use to make the videos. And I'll be curious to see if this is of interest to you.
Yeah, the video's only been flying around about an hour and a half.
It's got time to spread its wings and fly, as we say, bouncing around the globe across the satellites and all that stuff.
Yeah, some people are still asleep, you know.
Oh, I can't believe it. We need to wake them up. You guys need to watch the video.
No, it's funny. A lot of our people that on Facebook, they're like, "Yeah, would you wait to watch it tonight?"
Scheduled viewing.
Yeah.
It's such a privileged spot to be in, and the numbers mean almost nothing to me. I just love getting feedback from people and hearing about how they're interested in Phillies every week.
I know.
mean, it's a very privileged spot to be in.
It is amazing. I feel so grateful.
We gotta get back to the comments, but thank you everybody for tuning in to the podcast, and thank you for watching the videos from last time.
Thanks for giving those nice reviews and giving us the 5 stars. I think we have all 5 stars.
Oh, that's fantastic. I think we have one star. Oh, we know who you are. We're coming after you. Take care, everybody. We'll talk to you next week.
All right, take care. Bye.
Kind of nervous about trying to pop those off because I could gouge the MDF. I don't really want to do that. It's going to be painted anyway, so how is anybody going to see it? So, while I'm waiting for that to dry, I didn't think that was going to be wet. I can sand this and prep it for that wipe on poly, which I'm going to use these for. Thank you, Michelle. And it's so nice that it's nice out because I can, like, for things that kick up dust, it's like I can get out of the garage and I'm not putting dust on everything. Cutting the MDF with that circular saw put out a ton of sawdust and just everything airborne, like it's on everything. So I keep running through here with the compressed air and blasting it. And you can see it's all over that, this snowblower. Chili's very tolerant. I mean, it's everywhere. I suppose I could get a dust collection system, but I don't know. That's a whole thing. So. I don't think I had any glue squirt out around here. Oh, right there. This will be the part everyone fast forwards through. Surprise, it's all boring. I gotta fast forward to get to the good stuff, right? That's a bummer. And another one. Mistakes were made. I mean, I don't really see a lot of glue that's going to get in the way. I mean, right here, I guess. But I'm not going to be staining. It'll be wipe on poly. All right. I think that's about all I'm going to do there. So maybe it's time to wipe that down. It's in the high 50s today. Really nice. I do like the cart, and these casters are pretty awesome. I love the locking feature, so definitely selected the right ones. Thank you, Philip, for that suggestion of which ones to buy. I think whatever happens with the cart, I'm using those casters for other projects, either taking, if I decide I want to redo this or just trash it, keep those casters, use them for something different. They're really sturdy. And the brakes are a nice feature. I mean, I would keep sanding, try and get stuff off, but I don't see it coming off, so I think what's on there is on there. It didn't totally come off, like over here, and yeah, I'm just, if I'm supposed to sand more than that, then I'm not down for the struggle. Yeah, you can see it right there. The water doesn't take to it because the glue is waterproof. I've come this far, right? Might as well do the bottom. I mean, I'm assuming I'm gonna use Wipe On Poly underneath to protect it. I don't know, is that stupid? I don't think you want to coat the entire thing. So that's what I shall do. It should be obvious, but this is not the Wipe On Poly. This is just water. I'm cleaning off all the sawdust, so I'll have a nice clean surfaces to work with. And it is drying quickly. I could take the wheels off when I do it. That's a thought. All right, so I'm ready to let that dry.
Has erupted after thousands of small earthquakes in recent weeks. This is NPR News in Washington.
This primer has been tinted. I hope that's not going to matter. It wouldn't matter for the panels because it's going to be close to this color anyway. It might matter for the frames, but it's left over. We'd like to use it, not throw away paint, not buy paint that we don't need. So it is a calculated risk. I don't think it's a huge risk. I mean, it's not far from white. As long as it's not radically different, I think it'll be okay. I'm not even sure why we tinted it to begin with. It shouldn't have mattered. I'm the roller guy in our house. Julie does the cut in and I do the rolling. All because I watched a video that showed me how to roll. so I've developed an expertise in it. I think I watched that video like 15 years ago. I've got job security, as Mary Jo would say. That's what you say about a job that you're not getting paid to do. You've got job security. Don't worry about how well. If you're not doing it totally awesome, it's okay. You're not going to get fired. So you see how this goes. Obviously, you've seen people paint before. It's not exciting. It's somewhat therapeutic. But I'm gonna cut away and come back when there's something interesting. I'm just gonna do both sides. I'll get a paintbrush. I'll do those joint areas and yeah, bang this out. Hey, here's a quick update on progress. Obviously, I've taped up to do the panels And I think I've put on primer and 2 coats, and I think I'm done. I think 2 coats is going to be enough. So I'm done with these for the day, I think. And then take the tape off, retape it again, but this time tape the panels. They'll have to be completely dry for that. And I may get going on the Wipe On Poly with this. So I think I'm gonna remove the tape before everything dries. Less chance of tear out. I don't know. This might be a really bad idea. I think I remember. Yeah. I'll have a chance to make up for that with the white paint. Is what I'm thinking there. Looks like it got under. The paint got under the tape. Julie pointed out that on the exterior of the house, the painters would paint this side of the framing. They would paint that the darker color, not the frame color. We didn't have that conversation until I had already taped and edged in and all that stuff. So it was I wasn't willing to go back and retape it. It took like an hour to do all the taping. She also said you probably don't need to tape the inside, or you don't need to do the decorative paint on the inside, but I did, so. Julie said she wouldn't have used tape, but she has a lot more practice cutting in than I do, so I don't feel like I'll do a very good job if I don't tape. And I'm not really in a rush, so whatever. So after all this dries, I'll tape this surface so that I can paint all that. And I'm going to paint the edges white as well. So right now, the frame part is, it's primed. What you're looking at is primer. Not that quick to peel off. All right, so it's going to be more of that. I'll jump back when there's something to watch. Okay, now the panels are taped. The panels are taped, both sides. And next time I dive into this, which won't be today, I'll be using the white paint here and here. Yep, but I'm calling it a day. Tried the roller, gave up on that. Just it was kind of a mess. Trying to decide if I need a third coat. I've already done the other side. It looks pretty good. I think I might just stick with 2 coats on this side. So then I'll have to do that. And because I haven't done the bottoms, I've flipped them this way, but now I need to flip them that way. Because I can't get down that low with the drop cloth. And I think I'll probably end up also putting them on the sawhorses at the end, just to make sure that the edges are all done, that there are no gaps or holes or anything to get in between. Yeah, exciting. I just realized Huh, I have installed doors, but I didn't have remove doors. But that's in progress now. Remove doors. And salvage hardware. That's what I'm doing. It's on the right side. I got the doors off. I took this off so that I could, rather than trying to transfer these holes, I figured it would be easier just to attach this, to be able to lay this on the door, mark the holes, drill them, and then screw it on. Some of the screws that I pulled out are kind of shady, so I got to figure out what to do about that. In fact, the other hinge is still on because some of the screws have cammed out, and so I'm gonna have to go to work with the vice grips or something to get them off, so I can get the other hinge off. I think that door is finished. It needs to dry more before I can take it off and put the other one on to touch up the edges. So I'm basically waiting for the paint to dry. Yeah. Let's see if I can go pull those screws out. I think they're just as likely to break off as anything else. That worked pretty well. To avoid using the hacksaw if I can. And some of these actually did break off, and that's going to pose problems in the future when I'm putting it back on. So I'm committed now. Shouldn't be a problem getting this done today. Okay. Now you might be asking yourself why I'm bothering to paint the top and the bottom. The problem is there's not enough primer went on here, so you can see those gaps. I want to cover those up, I think. So to make it weatherproof. I've got all these ridges of paint that if this were something I was going to see more closely, I guess I would have to sand those off. Fortunately, not an issue in this situation. No one's going to care, especially me. I'm just making sure that there aren't any openings in the seams, and that all the MDF has got a coat on it. And I've got a little paint in my pan anyway, so why not? This is the second one. I've already done this with the first one. Looking good. I'm gonna have to touch that up because I got some white paint on there. All right. That is the only thing left to paint, as far as I can tell. Hey, Michelle, what's happening? I'm going to use one of these guys to touch up that spot. Well, that looks nice. Easy peasy. And my favorite feature of these things is that. Thanks, Michelle. All right. I guess the next step is take off the tape. Which could get messy. Should have saved. Maybe I should stop because it's not dry. Or maybe I'll just keep going. I can come back and touch that up, I think, with that brush I just threw away. But again, how good does this have to be? It's shed doors. You can hear our neighbors across the street are having some kind of concrete taken out. They have a pool, and it may be that they're having their pool deck taken out to replace it. That pool's been in there a long time. It's not a real crisp line, is it? Yeah. I usually defer to Julie on those things, say, is this worth fixing? And then I just do whatever she says she thinks should happen. It is a gorgeous day here in Boston. It's shorts weather, easily. I don't know, but it's got to be at least 70 degrees. My phone can tell me. 61. Yeah, close enough. That's shorts weather for us. Yeah, the tape mostly worked, but you can still see parts there where it got underneath. And I don't know what you're supposed to do about that. I mean, maybe I was too aggressive painting inside there. I don't know. So we're getting rid of winter stuff around here. I'm gonna put that guy away. Put away our scrapers and our snow shovels. I mean, when it's 60 degrees out, I feel like it's okay to do those kinds of things. Even if maybe I'm jinxing this. And if you guys are watching this, then I'm pretty sure you'll watch just about anything. Because I'm tempted to stop filming, because I don't know how interesting this is. You can hear my banter. I'm gonna finish this up and then I'll come back. So apparently I didn't build my bench big enough, so I need more room for putting junk on it. Kidding. I need to clean up, obviously. All right, so I'm putting hardware on now. So I think I was going to see, do I have any screws that I can use instead? Because these are, as you can see, pretty rusted. Those are too long. Maybe I'll try these. And I need a bit to fit. That's it. Yep. And that makes for a pretty small pilot hole, but I suspect the MDF is pretty forgiving. How about that? Might not even need a pilot hole with MDF. Let me get the view better and drive one of these guys in. Seems to be okay. Certainly went in okay. And now I'll replace that one. Okay. Don't think I need that at the moment. Oop. I figured out how far from the top to put it by looking at the holes over on the old ones. And now I'm just going to go through and make some holes. Pilot holes. Oops. I'm using these screws because I saw, or I got these with the sort of the weird shape on them because I was reading, I was watching a video and the guy said there's really no point in using a Phillips head anymore when you can use these because they drive much better, they don't cam out. I thought that was a pretty good point. So, there you have it. Okay. Seems pretty good. And that will be, that's the left side, so we're looking at the inside of the left side. And I'm going to swap the other one in. Before I swap the other one in, it occurred to me that I have another piece of hardware that I need to attach to the left door, which is this piece here. And so it goes on like that, and the other door closes against it. So I put this tape on here to remind me which way it was up. And now I can figure out where to mount it. So I'm gonna need my tape measure and my pencil. So this hole is a little hard to see from there. 1 3/4 down and 1/2 inch in. So 1 3/4 down and 1/2 inch in. So that would put it about there. That's where my hole's gonna go. Yeah, there we go. Ready, wait. And I can put the first screw in here. Yeah. I hope that's not too long. Nope. I like to live dangerously. All right. I guess I need to measure that bottom hole, or at least one more that I can anchor the whole thing down with. I mean, slightly more than 1/2 inch. But this one's not, so I'm just gonna call it 1/2 inch. My pencil's down there. Okay, so the pencil, it's gonna be somewhere around along this line. And 1/2 inch in. Should put it right about there. Okay, so that's where my hole goes. Okay. Ooh, that one spun. That's not good. Still a little bit nervous it's gonna go through, but it's not. It's not long enough. Okay, now I'm going to swap them. Now it goes through the same thing again. I do have another piece of hardware to attach to that other door. This deadbolt. But we actually, the deadbolt stopped working well because anyway, we also have that. And maybe I'll just use that instead, which you can see was there. Now I need to look at the other door and see where the hardware was on that one, so I can make sure I replicate it. Which is this side. And I'm gonna use the combo square this time. It just makes more sense. That 2 inches down. I'm guessing it's going to be a ½ inch. No, that one's ½ inch. This one is a ¼ inch. ¼ inch or 2/8. That's 3/8. Yeah, 3/8 in and 2 inches down. I'm just gonna triple check that. Yeah. 3/8. That's where my hole is going. And again, we're looking at the inside. So. Just another set of hands. There. Yeah. I suppose I should measure it instead of winging it. Although this could be tough with this rotted out portion. I could do this one. So that seems same distance in and foot up. That's easy. And I should hope that that is actually, it doesn't line up. Something does not compute. That is 3/4 of an inch. That's way more than 3/4 of an inch. Oh, because that's not the hole. That's something else. All right. Well, then it must have been down here somewhere. I don't know what's going on. I'll measure it from the top. "62 inches on the top. All right, well, I guess it's not a foot from the bottom. It's 62 because it's off. So it should be like there. Now let's see if that lines up. It would have to, right? Because of the hardware. Right.
I don't think that's your job, but maybe it is.
All right. Okay, so I've got this second hinge on. Next, I have this latch that goes on there. So I need to drill out that hole. So first I need to measure it. 38 1/4. One and 7/8. No. That's a 16th mark. Thirteen 16ths. I've forgotten the first number. 38 1/4. Yeah. As you can see, the doors are not here. They're installed, so I thought I would show you the result. And even though it's raining outside, I need to finish this video, so I'm just gonna head on out. Yeah, it is coming down. All right, let's go. This camera's waterproof. There they are. I'm pretty pleased with how they came out. They still need some touch up, so when we get some dry days, we'll deal with that. I think Julie wants to paint this the darker color inside here, which is fine, whatever. I need to replace this frame because of that, and got the same issues on both sides. So I'll address that. But yeah, same hardware. I should probably replace that. It's not very good. Very pleased with how they came out. I kind of don't want to get them dirty, but that's what they're for. So, I already have dirt marks on here, but that's not a problem. All right, so yeah, we have new doors. They're not rotten at the bottom. Very, very happy with that. It's not even at the top. I'll fix that when I replace the frame. And this gate needs redoing, and I think I might tackle that soon. Just reuse the frame, but get new cedar for these things and fix that post. One thing just leads to another. On to the next project.